What's up, guys? Today we need to talk about personality diversity. So I was watching a live stream last night where all of these really insensitive, psychotic people, no, I'm just kidding, were ganging up on this guy. The guy actually was in the wrong, but I mean, not everything they said about the guy I thought was fair. One person said sensitive people like this should have no place on YouTube, and something like that. I hear this a lot. I hear sensitive people being criticized a lot, and it really just shows the ignorance of the people criticizing them. It's kind of like extroverts who criticize introverts. It's a similar thing. There's just ignorance, really. So introversion is something you're born with. Shyness is actually social anxiety. It's a difference. Introversion is how you recharge your battery. So, I mean, like most scientific breakthroughs were done by introverts because they're the only ones who can literally sit and stare at a wall for 8 hours and think. I think extroverts are a little jealous of introverts. Based on my perceptions throughout my life, I think they're projecting a little bit when they say things like this. Call people too sensitive, say people overanalyze, say people think too much. I think they're just feeling a little insecure at their own analytical abilities and their own ability to just sit with their thoughts. I have actually heard extroverts say that they can't be alone with their thoughts. Like they do anything to be alone with their thoughts. Like I actually was like surprised to hear that. Like, really? That's like my favorite thing to do is be with my thoughts. That's all I ever want to do is be with my thoughts. But anyway, even when I'm with other people, I can't help but like be with my thoughts and like trail off and piss people off because I'll get distracted by some sort of thought process based on something that they've said, and my mind just kind of has a mind of its own, and 5 minutes later I realize I haven't heard anything they said and they get mad at me. Some people call it ADD, but it's really just a personality type. People need to understand that everything in psychology is a theory. So ADHD is just a theory. There's different theories that don't align with ADHD that many people believe is just personality differences that you're born with and you can't help. This is why people with ADHD have a lot of strengths that people who don't have ADHD don't have. And another reason why I've never understood why people see it as a defect. It's not a defect. It just means you're different than the majority. People with ADHD are way better at many things. So anyway, that's like anything in life. The minority is always going to get bullied and harassed. There's really no other way around it. If you're going to stand out, you're going to get some hatred. Which I guess would sort of defeat my purpose of the video. I'm basically explaining that it's normal to be bullied for being different. But I still think we need to have more acceptance of different personalities. Just for sheer, like, intelligence. Because an intelligent person understands that people are different, or understands that these personality differences are things that people can't help, and then some people will fight me on that too, like, oh, you're saying personality is completely fixed and can't be changed. Like, no, your black and white mind is what made you ask that question, because you think so black and white, you don't realize that two things can be true at once. You think it either has to be completely fixed or completely changeable. So the truth of the matter is it's a little bit of both. There's some personality traits you were literally born with, like introversion and extroversion. You were born with that. They have proven that. And then there's other ones you can work on, like your confidence level and your, ability for public speaking and things like that. You can work on it. But as social as you try to be, you can't change the fact that you are an introvert, meaning that you have to recharge your batteries with alone time. Recharge time, your recharge time. Extroverts are the opposite. They literally recharge their batteries with action and social engagement. So anyway, I don't want to go on too much of that tangent. Judging people's different personality traits just really results to, I'm not using the right word. What's the word? It means you're ignorant. The person who does that is ignorant of personality traits and how psychology works. And everything balances out. It's the way the universe works. Everything Everything has positives and negatives. This is what people fail to understand. That person you perceive as defective probably has a lot of strengths you don't have. And that person who has a lot of strengths is going to have some defects somewhere. You can't be good at everything. And usually what you're good at, the opposite of that, you're bad at. Typically. Like the most extroverted people typically aren't the like most analytical, or the ones who are doing the most thinking, the most inventing. You can't. It's okay to not be good at some things. I don't understand why people are so scared of saying they're bad at something. I have no problem with it. They're like, yeah, I'm bad at this, I'm bad at that. I have no problem with it because I know what things I'm good at. I know the things I'm good at. It doesn't bother me at all saying I'm not good at something. But anyway, I think people just lie to themselves. And that kind of comes back to my original point. I think it comes down to insecurity. I think people are projecting. They're feeling kind of insecure about themselves. As extroverts, to feel good about themselves, they need constant reassurance. It's how extroverts are. They have to be told by other people how good they are all the time. Introverts don't need this. They're more like self-directed. They usually have a lot of strong personal goals that they're working towards. Extroverts need other people. A lot of the time, not all extroverts will need other people in on it. Like if they're going to start a workout program, they want to find a workout buddy. Or if they want to do really well in college, they want to find a study buddy. Introverts tend to make all these personal goals instead. And both have their strengths and weaknesses. You don't need to go around criticizing them. They both have their strengths. And they both have their place. So maybe one thing that could be criticized is people knowing their place. That's something you could criticize. But as far as saying people, oh, you're too sensitive to be on YouTube, I can almost guarantee you, your best and most loyal friends are those people who are too sensitive. In fact, I'm actually a little distrusting of people who say things like that. Because from my experience, most people say to other people, you're too sensitive, are not very nice people, not very trustworthy people, maybe even a little abusive and manipulative and narcissistic a lot of the time. And it shouldn't really be a surprise. Because they're basically telling you not to have a conscience, not to ever get your feelings hurt about anything, not to be human. And there's a balance there, obviously. People, sensitive people can work on being less sensitive. But the other thing, too, is just sheer misunderstanding. A lot of the time, what extroverts, a lot of the extroverted, less sensitive types perceive as sensitivity is really just being analytical. Just wanting to get to the bottom of something. A lot of extroverts will interpret that as like, why is he dwelling on this so much? He just cares too much. He cares too much what people think. When really, he's just analytical and he likes to figure things out. And I was speaking about this guy in the live stream. I kind of felt like people were kind of ignorant with what they were saying there. So anyway, guys, I think some of you probably know what I'm trying to say. The extroverted, less sensitive type, maybe less so. Probably feel a little attacked right now, and that's okay. That's the first step to growing, to improving your personality diversity. And no, I'm not. It's not some DEI rant, but I do think an intelligent person can realize what I'm saying, that the validity in what I am saying, that there are strengths and weaknesses in everyone, and everyone who you perceive as just the overall defective person probably has a lot of strengths you don't. And I think a lot of the time you just don't want to admit that. So anyway, guys, have a good day.